Welcome to Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azem, featuring Jade, Gwen Johnson, who's not here because she's busy living it up at the CPL finals today.
Gallivanting, my boy. Gallivanting. How can a Quelbe playing up there? She's there gallivanting before she come up. But it's okay. It's okay. But you did mention something very important, which is today is the CPL finals.
There we go. And quite a finals it will be because the Patriots are there.
Bro, the thing about it is, I don't know if this was foreseen, but it would be very cool for the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots to win the CPL during Independence Week.
No.
We would be.
I saw somebody on Twitter saying that St Kitts cheat because they're home. They think they win.
Well, I mean, the truth is the games were kind of broadcast to everybody. So the games were kind of broadcast to everybody. So if there is any questions, we'll know where it came from. Like, you can't just be like, oh, they're home, so they win. Like, unless you're giving some, a little edge because of home court advantage and maybe hometown support, which I could understand. But you still have to. But as an athlete, you use what you have within the rules of the sport, and you find a way to deal with the advantages that other teams may have as a competitor. So yeah, but the truth is we do have a good team. I believe some money was spent this season on the team, but I do think we have a good team. Last night's game, well, not last night, but yesterday's Patriot game was again another cool display. So
it was quite the match yesterday. So
yeah, man, it was a good display.
Everybody was. I saw a video from one of the content creators for the CPL, Simone, who's everything Simmer on Instagram, and she posted the winning bat, and the crowd, as tiny as it was, just erupted in cheering, and it was just like, man, imagine what that would have been like with a full crowd.
Wow. Oh boy. But yeah, it's been good. I mean, I think even persons who originally from other parts of the Caribbean have really been enjoying it. I've been seeing the workplace back and forth between co-workers. Those who, if I'm Trinidad and I'm working here, those from Guyana, St. Lucia. Mm-hmm. So it's been fun all around. I think. I'm just looking forward to a really good game today, which is usually what I say, but the truth is there's a little more here. I really want Patriots to win. So yeah, usually when it comes to sports,
I think we all do.
Yeah. When it comes to sports, I'm generally like the guy who's just like, I just want to see good competition.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at like the NFL, I really have no horse in the race, like zero. I don't care who wins the game. Most times I root for the underdog, but yeah, I really have no horse in the race either way, who wins. But I just like the sport.
Yeah.
So
I think the final, I think whoever wins, deserve it, because I mean, it's this year's CPL has been
a roller coaster.
Tough.
Yeah,
it's been tough.
I mean, even with the just being in the bubble and stuff like that, I think it's almost like with us where you probably wouldn't have been going anywhere up and down because the games have been so fast and so quick and whatever. Even though if there was no COVID, the whole league would have run differently. But them traveling to different islands and stuff like that. But with the fact that you can't move around, I think could become a real issue. But one of the things that I think really helps some of the athletes would have been the fact that they were able to have their families in the bubble as well. I know several of the even the coaches had their wives here and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that would have been a big plus. But
I also think I think we just have to I think kudos to the organizers for pulling this off, because I mean the intricacy with the bubble and keeping the players entertained and keeping the team together and still having them successfully play matches, with the energy that they need to play is a feat, especially in the current circumstances.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so for those of you who rooting for St. Lucia, my condolences early. It was a good try. For those of you who are going to the park to watch the game, me like you, because me going. But for those of us who will be glued to whether it's the cell phones, the iPads, the tablets, or just the TV, we shall enjoy an amazing victory today. I foresee it. It has been foretold here on Island T.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Things good on your end, Kevon? Things today has been a little less parallel universe.
The stars are aligned today for now until they're out of line.
Right. Enjoy it while it lasts. Like
for the next 3 hours. It's so much.
Oh man. I love it when people say they love it when a good plan comes together. But I love it when things just
fall into place
and just ain't stressing me.
Oh.
Like it always I feel like when it rains it pours.
When it rains it sure does pour.
That does be the point where I just really have to. I'm getting better at recognizing my agitation, so I could manage it. Sometimes people they don't really recognize they're agitated. It's just it's like they're so like they lack the ability to
emotion.
Right, but not only that, like they just think everything else is annoying. They don't recognize that maybe you are annoyed.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot better of feeling that like, okay, I'm agitated. I need to be conscious about my interactions, and that's probably gonna help me to get over this crazy time in my life, which might be actually just 20 minutes, but to get over this crazy time in this crazy period in my life right now. Self-awareness is key, guys. Remember that. Raise your vibrations. Whatever that means.
Okay, next. Let's jump into a little bit of tea time. Because Azem is about to get us kicked off the air.
What? That's good advice.
Yeah. So let's talk quickly about the CDC and their travel advisories.
Oh yes, here we go again.
So the CDC raises its St Kitts and Nevis travel advisory to level 4. With the restart of the cruise tourism at Bozante just bursting, tourism may take another hit if the recent CDC travel advisory for St Kitts and Nevis is adhered to by tourists. On Monday, September 13th, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, and the U.S. State Department raised the travel alert level of St Kitts and Nevis due to the risk of getting and spreading the COVID-19 variants. In the level 4 category, it is recommended that travelers do not travel to the country. The CDC assessed the risk of COVID-19 based on the destination's rate of new cases and the new case trajectory. The travel health notice level is raised if a significant increase of COVID-19 cases is reported, or a destination's case count meets or exceeds the threshold for a higher level for 14 straight days. Level 4 destinations have more than 500 new cases per 100,000 100,000 people over the last 28 days, or more than 500 cases, period, if the population is smaller than 100,000.
That would be us.
That would be us. So long story short, because of our population size and, you know, the way that things have been booming, it just automatically tosses in that category. I just always think I understand the travel advisory because they have to travel persons in the country. They have to advise persons in the country on places where they want to travel to. But I think it's interesting that the CDC doesn't just put itself in like level 20.
Yeah, that's always interesting, huh?
But, you know.
But no, but you see, this is it. But say one, say two, right? Say one, say two. Like, it has to do with the power dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are always willing to accept what is done, but we don't want. It's not only that we are unwilling to do it, but we don't want to do it either.
Yeah.
Like, we're at this point now where we literally doing all we can to get people from this place to come here. So, yeah, we're willing to do it. And we're at the point where we don't want to do it. So it's null and void. Even if the CDC were to do it, it were to somehow say like, hey guys, things tense, which really and truly is probably being said all the time, just by a different agency. We don't care. We don't care. Bring your US dollars and come, and your pounds.
Bring the foreign coin.
Bring the foreign coin. Somebody should sing a calypso later.
Bring the foreign coin.
Bring the foreign coin.
I want credits. I want writing credits. Don't play with me. I want writing credits.
I might write a calypso like that and give it to a calypsonian. Bring the foreign coin.
Writing credits. You're welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, so St Kitts level 4. Basically, level 4 means don't come unless you kind of have to. That's pretty much what they're saying, correct? Okay, well, yeah, so so Witty is asking about our yellow. So this is the thing, Witty. On Monday, I had asked what the colors were. It so happened that yesterday was green and I had one green on Monday when I asked the question. So after that, I just give up. After that, I just give up on trying to adhere to the color thing. Bear in mind, I don't have a lot of yellow clothes. I have some, more like mustard. But that's kind of what going on. After I done kind of went off the rails, I wasn't even thinking about trying to get back on. Like when you fall off the or when you miss the chair in musical chairs, you just walk out by it. That's it. You can't really just jump back on. But yeah, guys, we're back at this again where we are. Ooh. Yeah, so I mean, the truth is, I don't really believe that this travel advisory is going to, let's say, affect people making the choice to come, especially on the cruises. I think people kind of go on cruises for more than just the online experience. So, yeah, it maybe some stayover visitors and stuff like that may make a different choice, but I don't believe it's going to be a huge change to what's going on. Oh boy. Did they give out any situation report last night? If somebody has it, send it to me. I have not seen the situation report for yesterday. And I'm starting to wonder if someone is really just taking my advice and just like not updating this thing every day. But y'all tell me how y'all would feel about a weekly report. as opposed to a daily one? And do you believe like the daily report sensationalizes the situation? Does it make it feel worse than it does, or would the weekly report have that effect? Because I really do believe we are coming to a place now where we are no longer so alarmed. I mean, if you can for a second put yourself in a place, or in the place that we were this point last year, imagine if we had 600 and something active cases, and what the mentality would have been even earlier this year. And so, because last year you could say, well, there wasn't a vaccine and stuff like that, but think about it for, let's say, March even. What do you think the reaction would have been? But we have somebody trying to get in on the phone lines, so let's see what this caller has to say. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island Tea. What's up?
Hey, good morning, boy. I just got up from my cup of tea, you know, cup of bush tea, to answer you.
I got mine in my flask, but it's too hot, so I'm trying to let it cool off.
Well, what I did, I turned on the fan.
Oh, but I ain't got a fan in here. I lose
Take your flask, put it on the table, and the air conditioner will cool it.
Yeah, it's air conditioning here cursed, you know, but why you get up to come and tell me?
Oh, with the numbers.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you have a big plate of food, a pot of food, and you try to eat it all one day, you know, you will feel sick.
That's true. That's true.
So, if you add up these numbers, and once a week you hear about 200 gone, it will tell me why some people into obeying, you know.
I don't even know if I believe that. Well, it might do that for a week or a month or two, but then I think we'll have the same effect that we have now with the daily report.
Because you're 30 today, 31, you know.
Yeah.
But in regard to the U.S. ranking, well, all of those who are watching the CPR, they wouldn't believe you have corona. Even though the way that you didn't know is that, you know, I mean, the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
So people might do it. I want them, they really got the thing what they're saying, and the people down there going also. By the way, can anybody go into the park this morning? I don't think you're allowed to go in the morning session.
Yeah, they're allowing people at the finals, yeah. They sold tickets.
Oh, the finals?
Yeah, today's the finals, yeah.
I know. I was listening last night. So a lot of us, Chris gave an apology.
Really?
Oh, you mean the man, he hauled us out last night too. You know, everybody saying that man finished. What they put him there for, what they bring him for.
I don't know. I feel like with athletes, I feel athletes, everybody has a role.
I know. Yeah. You know what I mean? The amount of pushback and whatnot he does usually get.
Because he wasn't he wasn't doing his role.
I know. I tell you, long time. I think he should have been on the Jamaica team. No, I keep saying it. From the time we went to Jamaica to play CBL with us, and the man walk in and get a 0. First ball, we said no. That's a setup.
That's a setup.
That asks Eli X. That's a setup. If we had Bam Bam. Eli like Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know, so, and I wish we would take the thing serious. But you know, America's a hypocritical nation anyway. No, they would judge other people. You know, they want Matthew 7, judge not. They're going to have a whole lamppost in the eye and going to pick on somebody with a little bit of dust. You know, but I have not heard that the players not coming. Because people going to come.
Yeah, people are coming anyway. I mean, bear in mind that there's other islands that have been at level 4 for however long. And cruise ships still going, like, yeah, so.
Because people understand, well, look, it was home here and there.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
People got enough intelligence to know that it was where they're coming from than where they're going to.
Watch here. I saw some video of the Labor Day parade.
You actually had it? In New York?
Yeah.
My God.
And well, you say God. You say God.
Then they have clothes costume too?
Usual thing, but you said God just know that there was like
the weather, you know, changing.
Yeah.
Into September now. Anyway, all of your criticians up there, and the vision, take care of yourself.
Yeah, man. Just
And before I go, let me send birthday greetings. Today is my son, my one and only son birthday today, Anthony Henry. Happy birthday from me and all of the members of the family. God bless you.
All right, appreciate that. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, people been traveling, and the caller made a very interesting point. The truth is, they know it's worse at home than here. In a lot of cases where the cruises are coming from, the situation is probably a bit more intense. You know, at least per capita, you might have more cases per capita, that kind of thing. As well as the fact that in some cases there's these huge arguments even about protocols. So if you're coming to a place where, you know, people are vaccinated, you have to be vaccinated. Well, you don't have to be vaccinated in every case, but at least have a negative test to get on the ship. You're coming off in places that have put things in place to limit the risk of you contracting the virus and stuff like that. The truth is, you might actually be safer on the cruise than going to the supermarket in your own town. So yeah, and the truth, I don't think a lot of people looking at the CDC's advisory for COVID and deciding to cancel their trip or to move other places. I don't think that's happening. Perhaps if it was, you know, something like violence or it was war torn, and so like the US Homeland Department sent out an advisory and be like, don't go there because they're kidnapping US nationals or something like that, you might see a drop. But the truth is, guys, it ain't even a lot of them coming in the first place, at least not yet. So I don't know how we're gonna really judge that, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, I was talking before the caller about the way the numbers are coming out. There's some people who want more detailed numbers, and I do believe there are people who are asking for more detailed numbers because they want something to support a point. I'll be very interested to see the reaction if the numbers do come out and it doesn't support the point. But yeah, when are we gonna get to the place where we no longer put out these daily, nightly reports? And who makes that decision? Oh, somebody just messaged me and telling me that their concern is the hospitalization rates, and I do believe that is a huge factor. When I'm looking at what's happening in some of the other nations, what I'm realizing is that there is actually a big issue with the healthcare resources being able to manage the uptick in cases in some situations. We read articles here discussing how some countries are having trouble finding oxygen. The scarcity of oxygen in some places is creating a real black market, particularly in India, particularly in South America. And the truth is, from what I have been seeing, everything that happened out there does eventually happen here. So hopefully, like we've discussed, you know, there's things being put in place. But I do believe there's a lot of people who feeling like hospitalization should be the metric that we use to judge just how serious this thing is. I guess because that speaks directly to how it's affecting us physically, right? So yeah, who knows? I am not in a position to make any of these decisions. I just here floating along like the rest of you, trying to figure out how to survive. So we'll have to wait and see. But there's a lot of big decisions to be made, and hopefully when we could look back, we could probably see some places where we may have misstep, but we're able to limit the damage. And most of the steps we take would have been on firm footing. and would have been towards getting us out of this situation. So who knows how long before we get to look back. The 2020 hindsight gonna be real, by it's gonna be real, and I think there's gonna be debates over this thing. I do believe that the next election cycle across the world is gonna be interesting because COVID is obviously going to be the main issue. It has been a deciding factor in elections across the world already. So looking forward to that as time rolls on, but we'll have to wait and see. But guys, it is Wednesday, September 15th again. The time is now 8:33. And guys, we're actually gonna take a small short break, play a few ads, and come right back with more Island Tea right here on WINNMedia SKN. Stick and stay, don't go away.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Currently, there are rumors and falsified reports circulating on social media about the novel coronavirus. For accurate information and updates, visit the Instagram and Facebook page of the Health Promotion Unit or the Ministry's YouTube channel at St Kitts Health Promotion Unit or St Kitts HPU. You may also visit online the World Health Organization or the Caribbean Public Health Agency. For further contact information, please contact the Ministry of Health for more info at 467-1172 or 467-1108. You can also be sure to follow the news to get the local COVID-19 updates. Let's all try to remain healthy and well. This is a message from the Ministry of Health and the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA.
Vinyl killers on the beat. Straight from the streets.
And welcome back to Island Tea right here on WINNMedia SKN. It is Wednesday, September 15th, and the time is now 8:39. We've been discussing a few different topics, including CPL, including the CDC's upgrade of St Kitts to level 4 travel advisory based on our COVID-19 status. I think we should jump around and check and see what's happening in and around the Caribbean. But the story that we were discussing as when I say I'm talking about just us here at Island Tea. That's just been so interesting how it's been developing, has been the situation in Haiti. Because now it's getting real conspiracy theory. Like, this is like a conspiracy theory playground right now. The story reads, Haiti prosecutor seeks charges against the prime minister in president's killing. Now, some people might find that to be weird, but yes, they had both a president and a prime minister. They are a republic, so they set up a little differently. Their political system set up a little differently.